Yeah.
Yo, this is Nick D.
I'm Brie K, and this is Kasari.
You already know what it is, man. It's William Cater.
Yo, this is DJ Lost and Found from the Missing Link podcast.
Hey, what up? It's Miss Hero from Pew Army.
We just had him on the show.
Yo, what's good, Josh? Your boy YP, aka Young Paul. You know what I mean? Representing the East Coast, New York, Jersey, stand up.
And you're tuned into the That's Not
Christian Podcast.
Yo, we got feedback. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on? What up, people? Jimmy just interrupted me. Just messed my whole
I just threw you off. Huh?
Feedback. Just messed everything up. Appreciate that. But yo, everybody was good. Thank you for joining us today, man. We got a special guest out here, but for the regulars, you got me, we got you got Jimmy, we got Jay, but our special guest right here, we got Prophets and Watches in the building. And he's not gonna show his face, yo.
Let's go. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, how you guys doing?
Well, good,
Awesome.
Good. Switch is not joining us today. He got
He didn't pay his internet bill. He didn't pay his internet bill, so
so
that Obama phone Wi-Fi isn't working. So
Facts.
This is episode 169. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button.
Yes. Hit the like button.
Yo, shout out to Brooklyn.
What up,
in the
yo?
building, Voss in the
Brooklyn.
building.
Voss was super early.
Well, shut up at noon.
Right, noon. Like that dude was not playing, yo.
Word. Well, what's good, fellas? How's everything? How's the weekend? Y'all get into any mischievous things?
Oh, no.
Not me.
Mischievous.
Taking off some hurricane shutters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They don't stay up?
Nah, they're like these stainless steel slides. They go over. You got to screw them down. They got to come off otherwise. Some of those like small ones that you just like lap down, they'll just blow right away.
Oh wow.
So 2 floors or one?
Nah, just one.
Okay.
I don't think Florida allows you to have 2 floors.
Nah, you can have 2 floors. I'm just too lazy for stairs, so we just bought one.
Okay.
Too lazy. No cardio for me.
I got 2 floors. You can't. They don't have basements normally, I believe.
No, we don't got it. I don't know of any house or anybody in any house in Florida that I've seen that has a basement.
Is that because it's on swap plan? Is that why?
There's that, and everything floods no matter what. So if you get any amount of standing water, somebody's basement's going to be ankle deep.
Goodness
wow.
gracious.
So how was the damage in your area? And because I was seeing some videos of some of these places,
it's crazy.
I was like, no way, this is real.
Yeah,
like it looked like a fish tank.
Yeah, like about 40 miles south of us, 50 miles south of us, just got obliterated. Like there's nothing left down there. Our area didn't get hit as like too bad. We had some fence panels down, had some limbs down and stuff like that, but we didn't really have anything crazy. But like people like in the town that we vacation in south, like that thing it's not even there anymore. Like it's all under sand and water.
Yeah. So I was in Fort Myers earlier this year, and a lot of the places, they were brand new. The hotel we stayed at was brand new.
Yeah.
A lot of construction everywhere, brand new buildings. And then I seen videos of the streets that we were driving by, just everything just gone. I was like, wow, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's still like that's going to take them. I mean, they were saying 18 months just to clear debris. Like,
whoa.
So like right now they're setting up like temporary bridges because people can't even get to like Sanibel and stuff like that. Like they're taking helicopters in because the bridges are gone. So like Captiva and Sanibel, like you can't even get out there right now. They're taking people by boat and helicopter. There's a video in I think it was Bonita Springs where you got a bunch of dudes doing like a trick show on jet skis on like a Walmart parking lot.
Wow.
Like there's that much water there. They still got 4 or 5 feet of water. Yeah, still.
Yo, how do them temporary bridges work though? Like, how long does it take to build or set up? How does that
Usually
work?
a few days. Like for the most part, like a lot of those places, there's just sections of the bridge. It's not like the
Mhm.
whole thing collapsed. So they're able to pop up these the T-frame bridges.
Okay.
And it takes them a few days. Like I think Sanibel has theirs up already.
Oh wow.
But I mean, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good when as soon as you get over the bridge, it's 8 feet of standing water. So it's like I think that's part of it too. Like there's not really a point in putting them because you can't get anywhere once you get over the bridge. So
Yeah.
they're taking people by helicopter and boat and jet ski and everything else. So
Dang.
That's
That's
wild.
crazy.
That is wild.
They said Puerto Rico still don't have power in some places.
Some places, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's wild.
yeah,
But you would think, like, and they originally thought it was hitting you guys direct, right? In Tampa?
it was originally supposed to hit us direct. Like we would have been ground zero, originally, but it's kind of swerved. So like
Wow.
I mean, I keep saying like it's a blessing, but it's also like it hit somebody else. So
Right.
like yes, I'm blessed, but a lot of people weren't. So it
Mhm.
was just it was something heavy to kind of navigate. Like you want to say, hey, yeah, that's great. It didn't hit us, but it's also like it hit somebody else. So
Yeah.
Right. Was this your first experience with a major hurricane like that?
no. I've
Oh
been
wow.
through
Okay.
just about all of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I mean,
All right.
obviously not the ones from like way back in the day, but
Yeah.
I mean, in the last probably I won't say 20-ish years, but somewhere in there.
Okay. Wow.
So, but I mean, this is the first one that like would have absolutely destroyed my home.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
it's it's kind of like I said, it's hard to call it a blessing because it did destroy a lot of other people's homes. But it's the first time I was ever like legitimately scared that my house would be hurt.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, to see the damage that it did, and just imagine that could have been
Right. That could have been me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
Yeah, like I think Jay shared a video of like this house that had like these like 10-foot windows, and the water was like halfway out the window, and that was it looked like you were at the aquarium, just looking at it was wild.
It is wild. And another thing that's wild too is how a lot of these people, they didn't have flood insurance, but they had hurricane insurance.
There's a lot of people who aren't even in flood zone whose house is 6 feet underwater. Like there's that much water, like especially in like the Orlando side, like that Orlando Kissimmee area. Man, like none of them are in flood zones. None of them are, and they're still all flooded.
Yeah, it's
right,
crazy.
because they're so supposedly they're so far inland, and look at that. That's nuts.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Our hearts go out to those people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's wild. Wild. Did you guys see this new first of all, have you seen the memes, and have you seen Netflix?
What memes? You see memes every day
for Jeffrey Dahmer?
Dahmer.
Yeah, Dahmer.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're too young.
Yeah. So my wife told me about the show. She's watched it. I have not.
She finished it?
She finished it. I
How
never
come you
even
didn't
heard
watch
of
it?
How many episodes?
I don't know how many episodes.
I think there's 8. I could be wrong. I think there's 8.
All right. So I never heard of this dude before, but supposedly this guy is like one of the like worst murderers in the United States history or something like that.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
He's one of the most prolific like serial killers. Especially in the country. But he was really known because he targeted homosexual men was kind of his MO. And so he was the first that kind of really, I could be wrong about this. I don't think I am, but my understanding is he was the first that really had that, like that target audience, Yeah. And he was also really like, just like screwed up, like in general, just completely messed in the head. So
interesting.
How come you didn't watch it, Jay? You were scared?
I don't know. Not that I'm scared. I don't know. I don't find that type.
You don't like gory type stuff.
Yeah, like that type of entertainment. I don't know if you call it entertainment, but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel like, oh yeah, this is something I need to watch. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I did find interesting though that in Stranger Things, I don't know if you guys saw that, but they actually had the dude that played him in Stranger Things as like a what are those things called? Like a
cameo,
Easter egg, yeah, cameo Easter egg type of thing.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I didn't know either until I saw. I think it was on
Yeah.
TikTok. Somebody had posted it.
Really?
So what did he play? What dude was he in Stranger Things?
No, he they just had him like as a background.
Oh,
like in one of the episodes, yeah, like a random dude.
oh,
But
okay.
you wouldn't know until after, if you watch the series or
Like,
whatever.
oh snap!
That it
That
was
Did
was
they
him.
Jeffrey
have him like
Dahmer.
that though, like in character almost, like dressed up?
Yeah, he was dressed up like with his little thick glasses and
Are
like
you serious? I gotta Google
I don't
this.
know, however they were dressed back then and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy.
I know, it's pretty cool. That's a great way
They
to
planned it, bro.
advertise or whatever.
What?
Yeah,
I believe it. I mean, he kind of got his start in high school, so like it kind of makes sense, that in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Does it fall in the same time?
It kind of falls in the same time period. I mean, maybe not exactly, but like
right.
it's like he started with the like really trying to kill people in late high school, like right after he graduated.
He was like 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when his mom left him in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just bounced on him.
So does the series like get into like what happened, like what's going on with his head, or
it tries to?
Like
I mean, the thing is, nobody really knows. Because he was
I
killed
see.
in prison. So it was like they did some interviews with him, and you can like see some of that interview stuff going on in like other shows, like real shows, not dramas of the show. But he was killed in prison by another inmate. So like nobody really got the full story like from him. They got little interviews here and there and kind of pieced a lot of it together. And he killed his victims, and like so it wasn't like there's a ton of people that really had.
Like, there was only like one survivor, right?
Yeah, there's only one person that got away.
Wow. And how long did he do this for?
It was years. It was a long time.
My goodness.
So, and he was just really messed up, like in the head, and like, but he was also kind of a genius in some regard. And I hate saying that because it makes it sound
that
like
borderline.
Yeah, he knew how to get rid of bodies really like efficiently. Like he just like nobody. I don't think anybody really knows the full extent of like how awful he was. So
yeah, that was one of the things I learned in the show was like I didn't know that his dad played a huge role in him acquiring the skills to do this.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How so?
Yeah.
You gotta watch now.
Gotta watch it, bro.
Spoiler
so
alert.
it's in the series. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll get into it now.
Yeah, but
it's honestly for like a horror, like a serial killer show, it's really not as graphic as you'd expect.
True.
Like there's some of it is like there's some scenes that are just like really kind of, but they could have gotten deep into it and they didn't. They were pretty good about like not showing the worst of it. So
right.
Got it.
It's more of like a character study, I would say, than anything else.
All right. I remember my wife was saying how there was some sort of backlash with his family and Netflix, how they were pretty much portraying him wrong and portraying him evil and all this other stuff. But in my head, I'm like, well, if he did all these things, obviously he's evil, right? Like,
right.
So,
and it does like a really good job, like culturally, of like explaining how he was able to get away with it. Like the building that he lived in is like it's a low class. I say low class, but it's like a very like rent controlled, like very poor building.
So he was in the hood.
Yeah, kind of. He's kind of like in the hood, and like a lot of the people that were on to him were like they were like older black women, and the police didn't listen to anything they had to say. They didn't want to. So like they'd come and say they reported him like dozens of times, and they would just disregard. She did specifically, like dozens of times. And I know that they had an issue with the show too, because they were saying like they didn't really portray it as serious as it was. But like I guess like they would go and report it to the police, and they would basically say you have no idea what you're talking about. Like this is a white guy, he doesn't do that. And so they didn't really portray that as well in the series as they should have. Is my understanding of why those people were mad.
Yeah.
As opposed to his family, which I'm like, how do you have a leg to stand on? Like the guy killed dozens of people. Like you're mad that he was portrayed as a monster. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's why I mean, I get it, right? Family's always gonna defend you one way or another, but sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was crazy, man.
Word. All right.
You saw
what else?
Boozy say you should boycott it.
Why?
Because Jeffrey Dahmer was
his music.
he because it is glorifying Jeffrey Dahmer killing black men.
Okay.
So you said we should
gay black men.
Speaking of gay black men, yes. You saw that Netflix got some backlash because it was categorized as LGBT film.
Oh, I did see
yeah.
that. But I didn't even know they categorize things now, LGBT.
That's what I read too. Well, you know what? Like during that month, like I know on my Netflix, like all they kept promoting was that type of content, those types of shows, and those type of movies. So I know that there's a way. There has to be a way because I remember during that month that they were showing all that stuff like on my feed. So I
they have
imagine
like a pride section, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a pride.
They probably put it under there.
They probably put it under there, and people were mad. Like
they mad. They mad. What they mad? I mean, they mad because they got like a gay serial killer. They didn't want that associated with them.
Apparently not.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I mean, so what they do? Did they boycott Netflix and like, okay, yeah, we'll cancel our subscriptions?
Now, Netflix changed it. It's not categorized as a LGBT show no more.
They didn't even have to make much of a fuss.
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, they just snap their fingers and it's done. You know.
Wow.
That's why to me don't.
Must be nice.
I mean, I guess I could kind of see the argument, man. You know what I mean? Because like I don't like. Look, we're in Hispanic Heritage Month. The last thing I want is for them to put Richard Ramirez in the Hispanic Heritage category. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that don't represent us. You know,
right.
And I mean, you could do that for any category, right? I guess that makes sense. I just thought it was interesting though. You know, I mean, the man was, he lived that lifestyle, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah. So what? So how does that tie in with the Bootsy story? Like he was upset too that it
no,
was
I just when you said gay black men, I just remembered that.
Got it.
The thing, yeah, it has nothing to do with the Bootsy thing.
Okay. So he was just upset that he was killing black people.
Yeah. And then
what does his music talk about again?
Killing black men. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's pretty hypocritical.
Smashing girls and all that other stuff.
Okay, so same as everybody else.
Yeah, gangster stuff. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I'm saying we'll see. He's got to boycott himself too.
Basically,
he promotes. Right.
Basically,
they just be talking the talk, man.
Right. Let's get outrage, selective outrage.
Yeah.
Right?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Word.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's skip that.
Speaking of rich people and hood and all that. We had Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank.
Oh yeah.
I don't know him. What's up with him?
So he was on Good Morning America, a show, and he's talking about how the workplace.
I do know Robert. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah,
my bad.
is a social ecosystem, right? And we hopefully have the clip here, popping up soon.
You have the clip?
We should have it.
We got the clip. Y'all ready?
Come on, man.
Let's turn it off mute. Let's hear what they got to say.
Through the Great Resignation, people have left, gone to a new job, and there's no more privacy. What the workplace has become, it's become a social ecosystem. People don't come to work anymore necessarily to work. They come to work to hang out with their friends.
And to work, I presume, or they wouldn't last.
Some work, but we're far more productive at home. My issue is there's got to be a line at work between work and friends. I mean, I love the people I work with,
Right.
but does that mean I need to hang out with them? I mean, I love Kevin. I've never been to his house for dinner.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's a reason for that.
There's a very
That's
good
cool.
reason for that. So I think there's a balance, but you have to have fun at work, but you got to keep it professional. We've gone through the great resignation.
All right.
Okay,
Keep it professional.
So here's something I disagree on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're gonna go to work to be with your friends, because I don't consider my coworkers friends like that.
No, but but I think Switch made this point the other day. Sometimes he just wants to get out the house just to be social. It don't have to be friends, but he just wants like human interaction.
True.
So
True.
Be to that extent.
But in the context that he was saying, he was like that you want to go to work to chill with your friends who are also your coworkers,
That's
right?
what everybody. He's the rich guy, CEO, looking down on other people. He see two people talking, he probably automatically assume they're friends. Get back to your desk.
I think a lot of it also depends on what kind of job you have. Like, and what you're doing at your job. Like if you're getting underpaid to overwork, like you're not going there because you're really passionate about the work you're doing. Like nobody's going to their job at Abercrombie and Fitch passionate about selling, Abercrombie and Fitch.
Right.
Like nobody, like they're going to hang out with their friends. They've made friends there, and that's another thing too. I think that Robert kind of ignores is a lot of people go to work and make friends, like as their career is progressing. Like think like a school or teachers or whatever else. Like they all end up become, like, not all of them, but they end up making friends at their work. I don't disagree with him that obviously there's a job to be done, but I agree with Ant. Like he's like, you're talking down to people. Like if the job is getting done, like why are you complaining about people going to see people that they like? Like friends or not. Like I don't consider my coworkers like, I don't know that I would consider them like friends, but I do enjoy being around them. So
You're right, absolutely.
Get going in there and being able, to like a friend, one of my coworkers and I, we play Warzone together all the time. So it's like it's something to like talk about and like hang out and talk about if we're not doing something else. I mean, there's still, like, he's right, there is a job to be done. And that's the purpose of going to work. But I mean, I think it's super like, it's kind of a really out of touch take to be like, you shouldn't have friends at work. Like you're there to work. There needs to be plenty of difference between, like, let people enjoy like their jobs.
But I do like that he said, because he knows, right, saying that you get more work done at home. So as if he's an advocate for working from home almost.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm with that. That. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Robert, for that.
I don't think that'll last very long though. Working from home.
What?
You don't think so?
Depending on the industry. Like if you're in sales, working from home, it has existed way before working from home was cool. If you're in IT, same thing as well, right? But if you're like an accountant or things like that, I don't see that lasting for this long. I think everybody will eventually go back to being in offices and all that stuff.
To a whole cluster of people start coughing on each other.
Yeah, but now it's like, well, if you start coughing, they're more, I guess, accepting that you're gonna stay home, but you're gonna work from home, right? Versus
like, to their advantage.
Yeah, and versus like maybe back before all of this happened, it was like, oh, you're sick again? Oh gosh, no, just come to work. We need you, blah blah blah. Type of thing. I don't know. That's just my perspective.
Do any of you guys have people who work for you? Just out of curiosity.
No.
So I'm a proponent.
I have in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Lost and Found through it, and they said working from home depends on the personality. Like I have people that work under. I have a number of people that work under me. And some of them are phenomenal, like super, super efficient working from home. And some of them, I can't get a hold of them half the time. You know, like, so I think it all depends. Like it all depends on who you like some people. If you're a self-starter, working from home is great because you're gonna you'll get all your work done by 10 a.m. and have the whole rest of the day to be productive, you know, on other things. Whereas if you're not a self-starter at all, like these dudes, they don't do nothing.
You need to be
yeah,
you need
they
a
figure out a way
babysitter.
to keep their
accountability.
Zoom active, so they're logging their time, but they're not actually like working. So it all depends. I'm a proponent of working from home. I think that if you can learn to be efficient working from home, then that should be the standard. You know, everything should be remote if you can be. I mean, obviously, shopping and retail and other things like that, you have to be in the field. But
right.
You know, if you're capable of working from home and you can be trained and disciplined, then it's definitely a benefit. I would say.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Yo, you see Brook Nam, he said, I'm in the electronics field. There is no working at home. I have to physically go see and touch devices to troubleshoot. Yeah, so that goes back to what Prophets was saying about you know, like retail and stuff like that. Like you just you have to be.
You gotta be there.
Yeah.
Work from
definitely,
home,
and not all industries will pivot that way.
Sure,
but yeah. Now let me ask this, Prophet. Since you have people working from under you, have you always had the work from home aspect of it before everything
COVID
happened?
did it. COVID.
Okay.
COVID brought everybody home, but we kind of learned that it like everybody's more efficient. Like my team, I'm very careful when I hire people because I want them to be self-starters no matter what anyway. Because like
take initiative.
Exactly. So I really do consider personality and things from a work from home perspective because I it's already a quality trait that I look for in somebody that I'm hiring. So I think that COVID kind of weeded out the people who are good at it and aren't good at it. For me and for the people that work for me. And we haven't like fired anybody, but we've made decisions on like, okay, this guy needs to go to this and do this because this is what he needs to be good at because he's not good at working from home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like kind of shifting people around. Like I obviously don't like firing people ever, but I am a proponent of learning where somebody's strengths are and then putting them in a position that empowers them to do that, whether it's work from home or not. Like we have people at my office that go into the office just because they hate working from home. They hate it. So
yeah, I can see that.
Especially like the older, like the we have a few boomers that work for us and they all want to be in the office. Every one of them. So it's just like also like a generational, it's like a generational personality thing. Like they don't feel like they're getting anything done if they're, you know, at home.
I can see that.
So
I can see it. Totally see that.
I've seen those.
LNF says, plenty of people consider coworkers family and friends.
They need new friends.
Or maybe at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, maybe if you work at church or something.
I can see that.
Work from home depends on
Now, you know what? Every job, I think every job I've ever had, there was probably someone who I made friends with. I actually have a friend who I've been knowing now for over 10 years. When I was working at a travel agency in a call center, you know, we just stayed in contact. So I guess it depends, you know, just like in anything, right? You connect with certain people, you know.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ann. I cut you off before. What were you gonna say?
No.
Oh, no. Good. All right. So yeah, there you go.
So you got a bestie at work, Jay?
No.
Ever since Switch left, because you had your bestie right there. You and Switch were working together. You guys were like,
but even
to
there,
Chick-fil-A and everything.
But even while we were there, I was just like, yo, let's work. No, whoa, hey, yo, nah.
You didn't go. You didn't go to the cart and get some halal or some food and share
halal
food together?
maybe, yeah. No, we didn't share anything.
That was drinking Coronas.
Right.
Wow. Put my business on blast.
Right. Hey,
that's not Christian, brother.
Cheers.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah.
Now you gotta work. You ain't got no friends there, so you have to work.
Yeah, but even while he was there, I was like, yo, let's work. You know, let's start doing.
So he was the one that wasn't working.
I mean, he worked here and there, right? But
I was watching Meet Kevin, and what else were they doing?
I was watching.
Oh yeah.
See, so how you talking about you was working, but you watching?
Yeah, but you're still learning, right? You're still learning one.
Oh, that's work. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got okay.
He's
I
over.
got you.
He's over here listening to Boosie's album. Like, who cares about that? You know?
That's what you call on the job training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that went sideways, right? Real quick.
Right. Let's get back on track, yo.
Word. All right. Next up, we got
your BFF.
Since we talked, we should have mentioned this before, but this is how we roll. Logan Paul.
Yeah.
We all know he moved to Dorado, Puerto Rico, right? With his brother.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the Bad Bunny video,
documentary,
music video, documentary, because he put in both, right? He was pretty much like outed, saying these people are coming into Puerto Rico from mainland United States, receiving all these tax benefits,
right?
But the people of Puerto Rico get nothing, right? So Puerto Rico just had a hurricane a couple weeks ago, right? Which they're still trying to recover. And we see there's a video of Logan helping out. And
was there a video? I didn't see the video. I saw a picture.
Yeah, there was a video.
Oh, was it a picture? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I don't know.
Only reason I say it's because it says YouTube Shorts.
No, there
right?
was.
I'm thinking video.
Okay.
No, it was a video. It was a video.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a video.
It was a video.
Yeah, of him donating. I think he had like paper towels and like.
Did he toss them like this?
No, he didn't toss it. He looked like he handed it to them.
Oh, okay.
No, he didn't toss.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think now? Does it make him? I don't know.
Well, I got a question, man.
Yeah.
Was the video shot by his crew, or was it like some random person?
So
it didn't look. It
was
like
it production?
It didn't look production. It looked like it was just
like
recorded.
an iPhone, like an Android.
Yeah.
Vice wasn't there, like
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The Zone was there, right, filming for his upcoming fight or something.
Oh, fights, yeah.
Right.
That's funny.
24/7.
I mean, I think it's cool, man. I mean, regardless if he used it as a photo op or not. I don't think he did. I didn't think he did. But I think it's dope, man. I think it's dope that people, are helping their communities, right?
You could do.
I mean, a lot of people didn't do that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but awesome. Mans went from like filming suicides in a forest to helping people in Puerto Rico. It's quite the swing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I don't like the Paul brothers at all, but I got to give them props for helping out where they can.
Yeah.
Not that I feel like they choose to help out very often. So I guess I'll take the W.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but there's been I think I forgot the town in Puerto Rico where they kind of like rebuilt the boxing ring. I don't remember.
I thought it wasn't
Prophets. He's trying to proselyte you right now. This guy's a big advocate for. He's a big advocate for the Paul brothers.
Thought it wasn't, and I thought it was still in the same community, wasn't it?
No, what's that city? Like it's right next to Old San Juan. It's considered hood.
Santurce?
La Perla. No, La Perla.
Oh
yeah. So
that's
they like
yeah.
So they rebuilt a boxing gym.
The boxing gym there.
Yeah. So I mean, this was like years, when they first moved out there, right?
A couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
I mean, that's cool.
It is.
Right.
I think so. At least,
Yeah, it's cool that they do that. Like I said, I think that's the least they could do. Well, they living out there tax free like that.
For sure.
That's the dream. He's living the dream.
For sure.
Right.
Tax free. I love that.
Yeah. Right. Tax free. They took the beaches over. I mean, that's the least they could do. Right, where that section they live at, that's part of the documentary, right? They
were there.
Took over that whole beach.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
So they don't even allow the locals to go there.
Oh yeah, that was in the dock. They had to like walk around and it's all rocky.
Right.
Did we talk about that on here? I don't remember.
I think it was a topic,
no,
but we didn't discuss it.
Maybe we circle
revisit.
back to that.
So that's the least he could do, right? You know what I'm saying? Get him a little boxing gym just in case somebody bust their head open trying to get to the beach.
Yeah.
we're taking over your beaches, but we'll give thanks, guys.
Throw your little bone. Throw your little bone.
Yeah.
Couple of bottled waters. Thank you.
That's it. I won't like Tebow toss it to you either. We'll actually hand them out.
Oh man.
Yeah. What'd you think about it, Jay?
I mean, I think social media gives us this perception, right, that these people are, the worst of the worst or whatever. But I think in some way, some form, these people have hearts and, willing to help out any way they can, right? Just because we don't see it, on social doesn't mean, that it may not happen or it does happen, right?
Right.
For all we know, they could have donated a bunch of money, but however government is,
Well, you saw what happened a lot with Maria. Like, they wasted a lot of funds and they hoarded a lot of the supplies.
Yeah.
They hoarded a lot of the supplies. Stuff was in warehouses just because they wanted to make Trump look bad.
Yeah. True. Definitely agree with you there. So,
That's wild. Shout out to the Paul brothers for that, man. Because they could have just wrote a check. They didn't have to go out there and help people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what most people do, right? Like they just
write a check.
Just donate.
Yeah.
Hit that what's that joint? Donate.org or whatever it is on the profile. And that's it.
I didn't know where that money's going.
I think I read somewhere it's like you only got to donate like 3 to 4% or something like that for a nonprofit. So
really?
TNC is going to be a nonprofit next year.
So crazy.
You got 87,000 IRS agents that are gonna prove you otherwise.
Oh, yo, that's true though. That's true.
Yeah, don't remind us.
Let's go, Brandon.
Why'd you have to say that? Come on. Come on.
Hey, I'm
This is why we always get in trouble.
Yo, speaking of camera photo ops getting caught out there, you seen that sales rep, right? Well, what was that sales rep selling? The sales rep in the video.
Solar panels.
The solar panels. That's right. He said he was down the street.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
He was out in a truck.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So
all right, so what happened?
Dude slipped up and said the N-word. Yo, he had my man was listening too. My man, he had him for a second.
He opened the door and everything. He saw him on the ring line. He came out.
Wait, it was part of his pitch?
Opened the door, he came out.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was part of his pitch?
No, I don't think he intended.
I don't think he intended for it to come out. I don't think he's.
Nah, that wasn't part.
Like somebody came out like recently and was like he didn't mean to. He tried to combine two words, like he tried to say like neighbor and agent or something. It's like nah.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those situations like he was just sitting in his truck with his boy.
Not the time to condense words.
And came out and just like spoke how he was speaking in the truck. It was bad.
Really
so he was door knocking to sell
solar panels. He knocks on the door, rings the door, the ring, right? And then dude comes out. You don't see the dude. Do you see the dude? I don't think I saw the dude.
Nah, you don't.
He was like at the door, so you don't see him. And so the guy just kind of gives his. He don't even get into his pitch. He's like,
he started getting.
Yeah, he started to, and he's like, we're just, reaching out to your neighbors.
We're talking a couple of your.
But then he didn't say neighbors though. He said another word with a hard R.
Oh my goodness.
And then he said it like
he said the
2, 3, or 4 times. Like after like bro,
like you can even see on his face after he says it. He starts like talking. Like I didn't mean to say it. It's like what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. It's like I didn't say that. He's like I have you on camera. Like you just said this is what you just said. And he's like no. He's like I didn't mean to say it. And the guy just slowly closes the door. It's just like
he got lucky, man.
What? Right.
He got lucky. He was able to walk away.
Yeah.
Right. He said it. Yeah. Imagine he would have caught the wrong person, boy.
That was wild.
Woo, he would have been wearing a solar panel.
He would have been on the roof with the solar panels.
Right. That should have been around his neck.
Right.
Yeah, that was crazy. The look on his face, and he's like, oh, like he just knew he messed up too. That was crazy.
So is there any update to that story? Like, is he still employed or?
Other than what what Prophet just said about him trying to combine the two words, which I don't even know how you get that.
I mean, neighbor and agent.
I saw it on Reddit, like somebody who knew him or represented him or something was like he tried to combine neighbors and agent or something. Like he was an agent going to neighbors or something, and like combined the two words on accident. And like the guy seemed nervous at first, but then like when he started like going into his pitch, he like started like talking with authority. So it's like that like he was just sitting in his truck talking about the kinds of people that were in that neighborhood, and he just came out. He just came out and just said it like because that's how he was talking. Like I don't know, it was.
I thought it was a prank. Yeah,
I thought it was a prank at first too. I'm like, no way somebody does this, but
he just
did
blurt that out.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Jeez. I was just waiting for him to get hit. Like, he's about to get tossed off that balcony. Yeah, but nah, dude just walked off. It's like, wow.
The Lord was with him that day.
I wonder what he's gonna say. I wonder what he did at the next door.
I went and called his boss. Like, hey, listen. So this is what just happened. In case we get the complaints or this goes viral.
Well, that's probably why that story came out. Oh, he was just trying to condense words, Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like something the White House press secretary would say. Oh, he misspoke. He got distracted. That's crazy.
That was wild. You think he still out of his job?
Nah, that dude's gone, bro. He's a salesperson. He's disposable, man. You know what I mean? They already filled his position.
They probably just went to work for Tesla.
I don't know about that because somebody actually sued them for using the same word and actually got
paid too.
Yeah.
A word?
Yeah, he got paid.
Yeah, they got paid. Well, then I guess but that makes sense then. So Tesla does talk like that there. So
yo, so I don't think we were clear in the beginning of the show, man. Brooknam said, yo, how did I not know about Prophets and Watch following on IG now from the podcast and watching on IG? So, we got Prophets and Watches on the show, man.
Yo, I actually got a shout out, Gadiel, for turning me on to you guys.
Hey, shout out to Gadiel.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate you listening.
He sent me y'all's last episode talking about Carl Lentz.
Speaking of, Chris was like, where's Switch? He said, I ain't watching if Switch ain't on. Switch is a Carl Lentz fan.
Mayweather.
So let's talk about the Carl Lentz. So all right, so Gadiel reached out to you.
Hey, wait, that's one of Carl Lentz's boys though.
Who? Chris? Oh yeah.
Comedian Chris is probably wasn't this dude? Is Chris the dude that's in my DMs arguing with me about Carl Lentz?
Oh,
he is.
Oh, yo, send those screenshots.
It probably is. It probably is. That's his
I moved
boy.
him from primary. I moved him from primary to general.
Let's go.
Wow.
Yo, comedian Chris, that you, bro?
Wow, Chris.
Yo, it is.
Ooh,
it is.
Let's go. Screenshots and that. We put it on the live right now.
Just send Chris the link.
I ain't gonna do my man like that. Like I'm not gonna do him like that. But we do not see eye to eye on Carl Lentz. My guy's paying.
No. So to clarify, right? Chris is actually a good friend of ours.
He seems cool.
And he actually saw your story, like about your response kind of to us, right? Because we had talked about it, and he did mention like, he definitely agrees with you there. But we'll get into that. Let's backtrack a little bit. So I think that episode was 2 episodes ago. It was me and Switch on the show, and I actually had seen your post about Carl and coming back and how, okay, is this going to be a book deal or, is he coming back, to announce another church, kind of like that structure we kind of see when somebody kind of like falls from grace and then comes back, a couple weeks, a couple months later, right? In this case, Carl has been like 2 years, right? Since he's been back on.
It's been like 9 months, dude. Like he hasn't even been that long. Hold on, let me go pull him up.
Yeah. How long? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
How long happened during COVID?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe it was 2020.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ain't been very long.
Yeah. So we definitely agreed there that we kind of had like that structure. Not we, but there's always been that structure. A couple months after whatever, then you start announcing, "Hey, I'm back on the pulpit," or "I'm starting this new church here," or "Here comes a book," or whatever the case is, right? And yeah. So then I guess Gadiel told you that we spoke about it. You saw it, and then you posted on your stories, and you posted a response, which hopefully Jimmy can get on the screen now. I'm not sure if you're able to read it, but I'll definitely read it from my phone. To give the listener some context. All right, so it says, oh yeah, so we started talking about does Carl need to have a public apology, to everybody online or whatever, or is it more to his family? And I believe me and Switch had agreed that basically it doesn't really matter about the public, right? It was more about his family, and if he's sorry and all that. But you wrote on your story, as far as a public apology, my take is yes, he does owe the public an apology. My dude preaches on marriage, counsels marriages, discusses loyalty, denied wrongdoing until it was irrefutable, does podcasts, interviews, news segments, industry pieces on marriage. When you're a man of influence, this kind of wrongdoing isn't excusable to the public because he didn't cheat on his following. He doesn't owe me personally a public apology. He owes the people he spoke with authority into an apology. He does have his influence. He counsels and influences, quote unquote, the public from behind the mask of infidelity himself. That absolutely merits a public apology long before he emerges as a thought leader again. And then you add us.
I did.
He said I did.
So I mean, yeah. I didn't disagree with what y'all were saying, but I think that a lot of times, in the, I'm gonna use this phrase, and it's gonna get me heat, I know, but in like that in the church culture world, like in the historically in this everything, like you literally everything is forgiveness. Everything it's what it's about. I mean, that's the gospel, is forgiveness. And I think that a lot of people tend to get in this trench of forgiveness to restoration. And I don't think a lot of people like to talk about what restoration looks like in a situation like this. There's a recent story of a church that we were good friends with. A guy had literally slept with one of his high school students, had a wife, had kids, all this, like literally waited till like the day she turned 18 and, slept with her.
Wow.
Like 3 months later, dude's back in ministry, as a restored man, going through counseling, this and that. And it's just like, hold on a second. Like that kind of restoration is not merited in situations where you are speaking to people in authority or with authority. When you are a marriage counselor or a faith-based, I was going to say authority again. I'll just beat that horse. If you are that kind of faith-based authority, there are things that you are I don't say appropriating. There are things that you are doing to your people that is public facing, and you don't get to ignore the fact that you're speaking into people's lives and kind of being, I don't want to say hypocritical, but you are talking to people about marriage and loyalty and the will of God and his vision for marriage and his vision for the church and his vision for this, and the entire time you're cheating on your wife with multiple people, known and unknown. And so you're essentially at the end of the day saying, do as I say and not as I do. And I'm not turning around and saying that sin just immediately disqualifies you from anything faith-based at all, whatever you're doing. But I do not think that, I do think there are things that you can do that restoring you to power will do more harm than good. And this is one of those situations with Carl LENTZ. And I like people like keep quoting me, like thinking I'm harping on him because he didn't personally apologize or apologize to the public or this or that. And that's not really what I'm getting at. I mean, it's part of it, but it's like that is one of many, 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 many things I feel like would need to happen to put Carl back in front of people. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. So, do you have like what does that look like? Like, what is the timeline? Because as you know, Jay said, it's been about almost 2 years, and for me, like, I thought it was rather quick, right?
Yeah, it was.
I was
quick,
like, didn't this dude just step down? Like, I literally thought it was like just a couple of months
he was
ago.
removed. He didn't step down. He
True.
denied this until it was irrefutable, and there were people. And he was burying things, and the church was burying things.
And the girl came forward,
and the girl had to go to the news to get her story told because nobody in the church and nobody in the LENTZs would listen. And what's even worse is the LENTZs, as a family, knew he was already already sleeping with a babysitter. Like this wasn't like a one-time, I made a mistake, like now I'm going to be I'm going to take some counseling, go to rehab and come back. Like this wasn't like a one-time thing. This was a pattern, major pattern of behavior.
It's a lifestyle for him, right?
Yeah, like this is what he does. And I think that there are things that that make people not cut out for like fame and fortune, And I think that a lifestyle of infidelity and of dishonesty and minimizing what had happened has, like, to me, you're not like, people come back from cheating. I mean, that's something that people do. I do not think that putting people who have this kind of lifestyle back into positions of authority is a smart thing, at least not in 2 years.
I agree.
And so, like, I think that people keep getting my issue isn't that he didn't really apologize. Like, that's not it. It is a sign to me that nothing has changed. It's still that same lifestyle of minimizing and dishonesty. Like, maybe he's not, cheating on his wife right now. I'm not accusing him of, like, he's still going out and cheating on his wife. But I mean, the dude still has this level of swagger and arrogance towards the whole situation, to the point that he won't, like, he knows that people are going to come out and defend him no matter what he does anyway. And so they're going to come out and be like, well, he, that's what I was arguing in the DMs about. Like, well, what do you want him to do? He did his part. He apologized. It's like that doesn't reinstate you back into ministry in front of the people that you spoke authority within and then betrayed all their trust.
Right.
You don't put somebody in positions where he can continue abuse. You're not gonna let a convicted sex offender babysit your kid. Like, that's disqualified you from that. Like, that's something that you're not able to do anymore because you have proven untrustworthy in those situations.
And a lot of these pastors like minister to like couples, to men and women and all that.
Yeah, and that's the same. And Lost and Found said the same thing. These pastors are reinstated and end up recommitting the same offenses. They do every time. It is every single time. Like you look at these guys, John Gray, like John, I'll give you that's a classic example. Like, the dude has had more affairs, and not Dante Bowie. Like, these guys don't stop. It's a level of narcissism that people like to ignore because they like the person. Like, I loved Carl LENTZ. Like, I loved his preaching. He was very charismatic. Like, he was fun he was great to listen to. Like, I enjoyed him as a dude, but it doesn't negate all of the crap that he's put his family and his following and his church and everything through. And I don't hold the church, harmless on that. They did a lot of the covering too, intentionally.
True.
And so there is a lot of, I think that people are very quick to absolve Carl LENTZ because they like him. And I'm in that boat too. I liked Carl LENTZ. I just, this to me was a major, like, showcase of just like abhorrent narcissism and dishonesty on a level that like the way I feel like the way it usually goes is I get caught, I apologize, I say I'm caught, I go to rehab, I go to counseling, I go to whatever, and then there's an expectation that I come back. With Carl Lentz, he denied it until somebody went to CNN. Like the church hit it. Like everybody hit it. That like, and even when he got found out, it wasn't I'm sorry, like I was your, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry that it wasn't that. It was, I'm sorry to my wife, which was fair at the time. I have been unfaithful. I'm sorry that I hurt my wife. I'm sorry that I hurt my thing. And then it's just like, a year and a half later, it's like, oh, we back, baby. Let's go. Like, and we're right back to posting, like he's posting stories with like a celebrity again. Like it's just like there's no.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, right. Like there's like no relief for this. It's like this is who you are at the core of your being. Like this is the kind of person that you are. And I not that I think there's no grace for that. I just I don't see a path where restoration into authority is going to be valid for him in any way. Like you can even have him come out and apologize to the public, and it's like, look, you probably shouldn't be in a position to be speaking to marriage, speaking about marriage to people right now. Like,
right.
Let's if we want to put timelines on it, like let's wait some years to see if this is still something that's not as fresh and new, and you've still kept it real with your wife. Like, you've raised godly kids, you've raised, you've elevated yourself to this godly level, because right now I'm just not seeing it. I mean, we're just right back to, we're back, baby. And that's what happens. That's just how it works. It's a cynical take, but I think that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. I thought it was kind of like too soon. Like I said, I was like, yo, didn't this dude just like, and obviously he didn't step down, as you noted. But like he just left, the face of the earth. He wasn't on Instagram. He did that last post. He apologized to his wife and everything. And then it just seemed like
Retired to the beach house.
a couple of months went by, and then it was like, all right, we're back. Here's my family 2 years later, whatever, And I told the fellas, I was like, okay, I imagine a book, and speaking engagements are coming soon with him and his wife, and they're gonna tell the story.
Yep.
They're gonna do the whole press run and everything, like,
and they're gonna profit on it. Like it's just like nothing changed. Like you just kind of shifted form. Like, does that make sense? Like there's not like a 180 run from evil situation with this. There's like we're gonna do this a little bit differently now. And that's just it's more of a pivot than anything else. I mean, you see this, you've seen this forever. I mean, there's still people now that's investigating John MacArthur, like in offenses he's had back in like the 80s and 70s, and like it's constant. What's his name? Ravi Zacharias.
Yeah.
Like this is just a pattern with all of them. Like like you get too big if you are a kind of person that gets massive fast and you are not cut out for it. This is the path that you're inevitably going to end up on.
It exposes you. Yeah. It exposes who you really are.
I think a lot of guys end up, being able to keep it kind of hidden for a while and until it's, inevitable. And then they come out and they apologize, and, up comes, a marriage book, and we're back, baby. It's just how that's how it is. It's just a cycle of it. Some people kept it under wraps, like Ravi kept it under wraps for decades.
Till he was dead. Yeah.
And then it came out. And that happens too. And he was he was way older. MacArthur's way older. It happens. But then you got like the John Grays and the Dante Bowies and like the Carl Lentzes. Like they're too big, too fast, and they get caught up in the fame and the fortune, and they're invincible, and then they're narcissistic, and then here's where we're at. We cheated on my wife as a lifestyle, realistically, to the point where I'm lying about being a pastor to people. I'm saying I'm a sports writer. Like, what? Like, it's just, you don't come back from that unscathed. And like, maybe he's done like some crazy intensive counseling and he's been out to but nobody knows. Like that's the other thing. At the end of the day, nobody knows what he's done except the people that are in his circle.
Right.
So what incentive?
And I don't even think they know everything either. They just know what he was caught. You know what I mean? Like whatever he was caught doing. I'm sure there's more that they just don't know.
It is, and this is only like the people that were able to get their story out. Like at the end of the day, like that's what it is. Like it's just people who are able to get their story out, and they were, the investigations that they brought on. But I mean, there's others. Like there's others. This is just how this is a lifestyle. So
yeah, that's sure. Wild. So Jay, you going back to his church?
No. It's been a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Would you ever go back to his
I
church?
Thought you've been going.
No.
You'd never go back?
No.
5-10 years from now?
Doubt it.
Why not?
I mean,
why not?
I don't know. I don't have a reason right now, but
did you feel betrayed by this? Just out of curiosity, like, let's get personal.
I would say,
I know it's like
I would
chill,
say, yeah, I would, yeah, no, it's good. It's good combo. I would say I kind of got wrapped up into the person of Carl Lentz, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not realizing, like, although I would see this dude around and in front and preaching Jesus and just have like this fervor of preaching the gospel, like I didn't separate that from this dude, like what he did was wrong,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and I think that's what happens with a lot of people is they kind of put the minister, the pastor, whatever, way before like in front of God, in front of Jesus.
Sure.
Right?
100%.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely would say, like, once I heard the news about all this stuff happening, I was like, whoa, like this is wild.
And it just got worse the more, like, the longer it went on.
Correct.
Like it just
correct.
It came out as like, hey, I was unfaithful to my wife. It's like, and I hate to say it this way, but it's like, okay, I mean, that happens a lot in these pastoral roles. Like, I am not condoning this at all. So do not come at me in the DMs and be like, he's saying it's okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this happens a lot in these like positions of power, small or big.
It does.
Like, it happens a lot. But then, like, as these investigations go, you got all the lying, all all the lying, all the denials, all the thirst trap stuff. Like the guy, this was literally how he lived his life for a while, a decent amount of time since he got famous. And to me, it's just like, and I like I said, I liked Carl Lentz. I liked his sermons. I liked his preaching. He was charismatic and fun, and I liked it. But it was just people idolized him on a level that
was dangerous.
Very, and it's almost offensive. Like if I were preaching, and I'm not a pastor or anything, but if I were preaching the gospel and I looked at and I'm trying to get these people involved in the church, and I'd be pissed at Carl, and I'd be pissed at these guys who worship him to no end. And that's the thing is like people keep coming back. Well, how good is God's forgiveness as far as the East is from the West? Why shouldn't he be reinstated and this and that? It's like, 'cause this is just gonna happen again.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say pissed, right? Because I mean, well, at least in my perspective, right? Because number one, it's not like I'm going to, service to see Carl or see John or whoever, right? I'm going to hear the word of God, right? Now, granted, is that everybody? No. But still, I don't think saying it like that kind of like, I don't know.
It's harsh, and I recognize I'm kind of harsh the way that I talk anyway. But like, it's just like for me, there are so many people who go to.
Oh, did we lose you?
Back to that. Joe, lose me?
We lost you for a second.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought everything just kind of freaked out for a second. like I we go back to the workplace thing. I have a coworker who like flew to California to see Chad Veach preach. Like that. You're not.
Sheesh.
I get it in some regards. Like, I read all his books. I love Chad Veach, but it's hard to like really think that you're in this for the gospel. If the personality is bigger than the message. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And LENTZ was a big character. And I do think that LENTZ preached the gospel. I mean, it may have been kind of a watered down, encouraging version of it in some ways. But I mean, he got the basics down. Like he was presenting this to people. Oh, what's up, Kaylin? So I think he's one of my followers.
Welcome.
What's up, bud? So I think that a lot of people just got caught up in his big personality and his, this guy's close to Justin Bieber.
Right.
Like that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And
oh no, we did.
Well, this is episode 169. We got a special guest, Prophets and Watches. We got a little technical difficulties.
Yeah. If you're enjoying the episode, make sure you hit that thumbs up for us.
Facts.
And hit that subscribe button. Turn it gray.
Might as well. With the
might as well you're here,
notifications.
right?
Yo, y'all there?
Yeah, we're here now. We hear you now.
I don't know why it keeps cutting in and out. Like everything else works. It's just this page isn't working.
That's weird.
Yeah, weird. So, and I just think that people got very caught up in Carl Lentz, the person. He's close to Drake, he's close to Justin Bieber and all that. And it became kind of
star status, right?
Yeah, I'm getting to see Carl Lentz preach. It's cool. Like when I went to New York in 2019, we tried to go to Hillsong. We couldn't get in, but we tried. And I think that was just a lot of hype.
Were you not able to get in just because there was too many people, or because of your page?
Oh no, he had no idea. I mean, he wouldn't know who I was. I mean, he probably would. He he name called me to somebody that another celebrity.
Yeah.
I'll say celebrity, but another famous pastor that I know. He was DMing with him, and he called me a pariah.
Wow.
So like I don't even care. Like I get it. These guys, my page seems petty to a lot of people, and I completely get it. I'll own that. Like I know that it can seem kind of petty.
Yeah, let's talk about. Let's kind of pivot and let's talk about it. How did the page start? How did the idea for the page and everything start?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you the high level spiel on, because it was a number of things actually really got me going. So one, y'all know who Preachers of Sneakers is. Ben is awesome.
Yep.
And like he created a really cool page. But he was posting all these shoes, and I had followed him for a long time. I probably followed him for like a year. Like I followed him. Like I don't even think he had 50,000 followers when I started following him. Like I really liked his page. I thought it had a cool message. Like he was fun. He's witty. And he started doing a sneaker post, and he done a bunch of posts like right in a row. And he's like, everybody was freaking out. They're like, oh my God, he has $600 Jordans. That's ridiculous. Like, how does this guy get access to Virgil Abloh? Like, it was just a guy, like everything. And I'm sitting here looking at these guys, and I'm like, well, that's John Gray. He's got a $17,000 watch on his wrist in this exact picture.
Right.
Like, y'all mad about $600 kicks. And so I just started kind of like commenting on his stuff, and it was like, it's like the shoes are bad. Like the guy, there's a $17,000 watch, and those comments kept getting deleted.
Oh wow!
And I don't think it was him, because he had a social media manager kind of there in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I think that it was like kind of insulation. Like, it was like, don't like don't threaten the brand, because I think that a lot of people saw how fast his page grew and just saw dollar signs with him. And I think he tried to make it like I don't say career. Like he wrote his book and like he started his podcast, and it was kind of this thing. It kind of became a pretty big thing overnight, and a lot of people tried to hitch their wagon to it. And I think they thought that's what I was doing. And I wasn't trying to do that. I was just like, I had no intentions of creating a page or anything at that time. It was just one of those things where it was like, this is what, this is what I'm seeing here. Like, yeah, those shoes are terrible, like expensive, but they're not they're not ridiculous compared to like the watches these guys are wearing. So, I just started doing that, and I actually stopped doing that for a while because they all kept getting deleted. So I, some time went by, and so this is a fun story. So I was on Instagram, I was scrolling, and there was one of the suggested like pages for me was a mega church pastor. And he was up on stage and he was talking. It was like a post sermon like meeting. Like, I don't know if it was like I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like just a members meeting or something. But it was like a post service, and he was talking about like they're doing a parking lot expansion. So he was talking. We gotta, I'm trying today. I need to raise $20,000 for this parking lot, like for this expansion. We need to get it done today so I can pay the people. And I know that God's going to speak a word into y'all, and we're going to get this done today. And the entire time he's talking this up, he's got a $30,000 rose gold Rolex on his wrist. And it kind of just set me off, and it probably shouldn't have, but it did. It kind of, I got really kind of cynical to that. And so I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, and I had sent it to Ben, and I didn't get a response at the time. So I just kind of left it, it just kind of stirred in me for a long time. And then I saw what was it? Another mega church pastor start trying to like raise money for a political campaign.
Okay.
Talking like, we gotta, the devil's at our doorstep. If we don't stop the libtards, we gotta, it's just the way he was like talking. He's like really arrogant, really annoying. And the whole time he had like a $20,000 Zenith on his wrist. So it was just like I was just like, all right, I'm done. So I just started like I literally got like a little collage app on my phone.
Yeah.
And just started putting these together. And I posted them, and I don't know how it kind of caught on a little bit. But I just started getting people. They were like, "Oh, you think the shoes are bad? You should check out Profits and Watches." And I think I probably got posted like on Twitter somewhere or something. And I got a pretty big rush of followers right at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like I probably got like 3,000 or 4,000 followers in a couple days.
Wow.
And I didn't know where they came from. Like I don't know if I hit like the Explore page or somebody posted me on Twitter or something. And then like other people started, like then Relevant did an article on me.
Yeah.
Relevant kind of popped that in there, and that just, that took it to 10,000.
And
that's
incredible.
So and now I've just slowly grown. I've been like, I haven't really tried to, like I have no intentions of like monetizing this, or like I don't really care if I'm big. Like I really don't. I've made a lot of friends and kind of been able to talk with a lot of people, share the gospel with a lot of people through the page. I really made the rounds in like the deconstruction circles in the beginning, because everybody took my page and were like validated by it. They're like, "See, I told you, burn it all to the ground." And it was just like, that's not what I'm here to say.
Right.
But it ended up kind of being that way. And now like I've actually kind of matured a lot through the page. And I think it was at a time in my life when like I really didn't have like a very serious faith in general. Like I grew up in the church, half my family was pastors.
Okay.
Like my family's struggled our whole lives, financially and stuff. So it was I think it just really rubbed me the wrong way to start seeing, and I didn't even know much about this world, honestly. Like this whole mega church celebrity pastor world, I don't even think I'd never really had much of a taste of it. I follow Preachers and Sneakers, but they kind of just, it opened up. So like so fun story. I posted kind of one of the things that got me on the radar, which it was so dumb. Is I posted John MacArthur's Moonwatch. He has an Omega Speedmaster.
Yeah.
I posted his watch, and the media blitz that like the John MacArthur, the JMac world did on like the hit pieces, the like
on your page.
Oh my gosh, man! He has a very I'm not even gonna name him because he was so nasty. But he did a whole YouTube segment on my page and the watch,
I'm gonna go look for it.
Yo, it's wild. I'll send it to you after the show. But my guy just like skewered me and the page and like the pettiness of the page and justified like buying him a $10,000 watch or something. They said they wanted to get him a watch that merited like $10 a day or something for his career. And it's like, like some PR dude just like really quickly like divided how much the watch cost. Oh, it's only $10 a day to buy this man $10,000 watch. And it was just like like I got so that's how like people like Julie Roy's, Kristen Powers, like some of those other like really popular like Christian voices, and like Christian Post did a thing on me. And so that's kind of how the page got started and kind of got its ground. I don't post near as much as I do anymore, but it's gotten to the point for me where it's very exhausting running the page because I can't post anything without having an army on both sides in my DMs.
Right.
Like just I don't block anybody, which I should. Like I should block people, but I don't. I think I've only blocked one person, and I think he said the N-word in my comments.
Oh yeah.
So it was just an immediate block. But like I don't really block anybody, so I have like the same repeat offenders. Like if I make a post, it's like I get why do you care? A lot. What do you care? Why do you care? What's this to you? And then I always get like why are you attacking my guy? Like and have the people in the comments, all in the comments, they'll be like every single thing. They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous! How dare you do this?" And then I'll post like their guy, and they'll be like, "Well, this one's different." It's like, no, well, okay, it's every single time. So like, it just gets exhausting to be on the page all the time.
Sure.
I got like, so I'm not gonna name names, but I have a lot of the pastors don't directly follow me. But they follow me through family members who keep them updated.
Oh, wow.
They use their Finstas.
Yeah. I got like people. This is blah blah blah's niece, or this is like blah blah blah's cousin. Like he loves your page until you say something like critiquing them, and then it's like you don't really know the guy. How dare you say that? It's like it's like every time like this is how it goes. So I've had people threaten to send me cease and desists. Like they never reach out. For the most part, they don't reach out directly. There's a few that have reached out directly, and they've actually become really good friends.
Oh wow!
Confidants. Like I don't agree with most of them, like necessarily like politically or theologically. But I mean, like they've been amazing to me. Supporting the page. Do you guys know Jonathan Pecluda?
I know the name.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's on Instagram. He is the pastor of Harris Creek in Waco, Texas.
Okay.
Big church. I think if we were gonna like point at like how to do mega church pastoring, I would point to him and be like, this guy's young, he's relevant, he's hip, and he's above reproach every time. And he's kind of become a bit of a friend of mine. I actually went and visited him in Waco this summer.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So it's kind of cool to. Yeah, so some of them are very down to earth, and then some of them are like, my elder board's reaching out to send you a cease and desist. It's like, okay, here's my email address. Send me a cease and desist. You posted this, I didn't. This is your content. Like, what am I desisting?
Right.
This is literally your post. So
let me ask this: are you a watch fanatic, or this just the page just came about and just like hey,
All right, so here's where like the nerdy stuff comes out.
Let's go.
Yes, I've been in like the watch industry for close to a decade now.
Okay.
Wow.
So I've worked my way up the ranks. There's not really there's a watch industry, obviously, but as far as like media is concerned, you have like a few like watch influencers.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I work with is the biggest one or second biggest one. Actually, I think he's technically the biggest one because I think the first biggest one bought a bunch of followers. But so we work. We have like publications. You know, we have a bunch of other stuff that we do to writers and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So and we're always looking for writers too. So if you want to write about the watch industry, hit me up.
There you
I
go.
might know a guy.
But yeah, so I mean, I've grown up around watches. My grandfather was he was super poor, but he was a collector of watches. Like, he loved watches. He just could never afford like a real one, like a nice one. So he used to buy like all like the Seikos and the Casios and stuff like that. He probably had a dozen Casios. And so I was always around them. And not that you need to be rich to have nice watches, like to be, but he collected them as a kid, around me as a kid. I was around them my whole life. So, and I have a level of like collection problems. Like I have to collect things. This is how I operate.
Collection problems.
Yeah. So it's like, I got my first pair of Jordans during COVID, and now it's like I have 3 shelves built in my closet just because it's like, it just kept coming.
So you're a bit of a hoarder.
I do. I'm a hoarder and I'm a collector of like everything. Like I'm literally looking at a clock. And so my wife got it for me because it mixed both hobbies. It is a clock where all the indices are different, like Jordan, like famous.
Oh
Jordans.
yeah.
I got the Off-Whites. I got the Chicagos up there. I got the Kermits, like the Yellow Jackets. Each one is a different.
Well, this is good. This is good because this also like lets people know that it's not so much like it's bad to own these things, right?
Oh yeah, and that's it. I mean, I have nice watches too. I haven't asked people for money so that I could go buy them.
Right.
I do have nice watches. Some were given to me. Some were purchased. I do a lot of work in manufacturing too. So I hope like startup watch brands kind of understand what they're trying to make. And we with my company, what we do is a lot of consulting work for that stuff.
Right.
So yes, I've grown up with watches. I've made my way in the watch world and the watch industry. And I'm really proud of that. As far as
no, it's quite an acclimatement. That's
being
really
able
dope
to get
that
there.
your grandfather kind of influenced that.
Yeah,
That's
it was
really
super
dope.
cool. And he was interesting on he was always a very interesting kind of collector. He liked as gaudy as he could get. But he couldn't afford anything really nice. So he'd buy like the big Seikos and stuff, just the ones that are huge and gold.
Speaking of Seiko, Brooknam said, "Don't sleep on Seiko. That Grand Seiko is something serious. That Snowflake is legit, and the XKX is respected."
Brooke, I'm literally like, oh, you can't see it. I literally have a custom Seiko patty on my desk right now that they made for us with like the 1973 indices. They're hand aged, hand loomed. It's a Pepsi. Like I don't sleep on. I love Seiko. And I can't even tell you how many SKXs I've had in my lifetime. Those things were beaters. They were my fishing watches. They were my snowboarding
watches,
skateboarding watches. Like you name it, I had an SKX for the occasion.
That's funny.
But like, yeah, I'll tell you about the Grand Seiko, that Snowflake. You should. They have a Misery dial now that you'd probably like if you like the Snowflake. It just came out. It's kind of a pinkish hue. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Brooknam's been putting me on the watch game. He's sort of been my consultant, my personal consultant.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Nice. What do you think about? So there was a watch. Well, I mean, I think they still exist. Movement watches. I don't know if you heard of them.
MVMT, the movement watches.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on these up and coming, very minimalistic, but they're like getting very, very popular type of watches?
So the MVMT movement, no pun intended, like that minimalist, like they call them Bauhaus styles. They started, and I don't know, I can't say that this is how MVMT started because I don't know if they started this way, but most of them started by drop shipping AliExpress watches. So that's how most of them got started. If you go and look at an MVMT watch or movement watch, And then you go to AliExpress and you type in.
You'll see the same styles. Yeah.
Same exact watch.
Yeah.
But without the logo on it. And so what a lot of these guys did is they would use like AliExpress or what's the other one? Oh, there's another one. I don't even follow those guys anymore. But there's an AliExpress and use something else, and they'll find a manufacturer that'll just slap their logo on the dial and send it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it costs them like 40 cents to do that. So like they'll buy like $1 watch, spend 40 cents to slap a logo on it, and sell it to you for $129.
Spend another $5 on Instagram to run ads.
Sure, right? Yeah. And like MVMT was the king of ads, and they're just not.
Yeah.
They're not intellectually honest. They say we looked at the luxury watch industry and tried to figure out how to make a luxury watch more affordable. And it's like, bro, like there's steel watches with plastic dials and quartz movements. Like I can go into any PacSun and buy 47 Nixons.
Right. Yeah, true.
As your MVMT watch without having to like go through and I don't know. If you like this, I don't really like hate on people who have MVMT watches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like if you like that style, then get it. There's not really many like good brands that have that style, but there are so many better watches than those movement things.
Sure.
And that kind of minimalistic thing is fine. I mean, there's luxury brands that do it, like Nomos does it, Vasher and Constantine does it. Like they do it, but they're way more expensive. So if you just want to, honestly, if you're gonna buy a movement watch, just go on AliExpress and buy a watch for $5. It'll take you like 6 weeks to get here, but you ain't gonna spend no $130 on.
You save a lot of money.
You save a lot. You save $100. You're $125 up. Then take that $125 and go buy an Orient. Call it a day.
Right. Booknum said he'd wear a Fossil before he wears a movement.
That would be.
Hey, listen.
You'd be right about it.
Listen, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but
what's that?
Most of my watches are Fossil.
A Fossil, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you, man. Get what you got to. You know what I mean?
I love them.
Do what you got to do.
They're so sleek. They're nice.
They're always buy one get one free. They're always perpetually on sale.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
You don't have Invicta?
Invicta's another one too.
No, I don't. No, those are always like in Marshalls and.
Those things are so awful. Oh my god! No offense to anybody listening that likes Invicta, but I will leave you on red if you send me an Invicta shot.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
I think you did post. I think you did post somebody with Invicta, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't you?
No, Richard Mill. Isaiah Houston has like a Richard Mill. Freaking, it's like $250,000.
That's crazy. Did you see LeBron's blue Smurf?
No, what?
So LeBron posted not long ago. He has this blue AP. Oh my gosh!
You're talking about the ceramic. So he got allocated one, and Kevin Hart got allocated one too.
Yes. They both.
Yeah, that thing is ceramic. That thing is awesome. Yeah, you better not hit it on like a lamp pole though. That thing will explode.
Yeah. That
AP like my Grail watch is a Royal Oak. So if I ever just like sold everything and retired and bought one watch, it would be like a rose gold blue dial Royal Oak. Yep.
Nice.
So,
all right. One final question.
Sure.
I wanted to know. So we were talking maybe last year, right? We was like, oh, we should get into getting some Rolexes to hold against inflation, right? And then this year, you get a Pepsi Rolex was going for like 18, 20, or even more.
Yeah. So I would not invest in Rolex right now. You wait.
And then prices just started plummeting after in the summer. And I was like, man, that's a good thing we didn't get into it.
No, I have a friend who bought a Pepsi at top of the market. He did. It was somebody bought it for him at the top of the market, but they paid like $36,000 for it. And like I think he sold it for like 18.
Oh man, that sucks.
So I mean, it's off. Yeah, I mean it's 18 bands, but it's not it's not 36 like it was selling for when they got it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like Rolex is an interesting Rolex performed for about 5 years. I think it performed better. They say it performed better than gold.
Yeah, I
Like
heard
Rolex
about that.
watches, because it's so it's so much demand and so little supply of it, which is ridiculous, because you wouldn't think. And it's this. That's the other part of the problem. Is it's like some of the same guys, they're buying them all up. Like, if you're even like a middle of the road millionaire, you're probably gonna have a Rolex, whether it was like from like you buying it, or like it being like a corporate gift, or like a something that somebody gave. Like a lot of people who have, like, especially in like the early 2000s, like early to mid 2000s, a lot of people like who had Rolexes were, like, companies were buying them in like 20 of them for their board members.
Right.
They're available like that. You could get them.
Right.
And then once everybody kind of started seeing how well Rolex was performing, everybody wanted one. Everybody bought. Like, you got people who is like who barely make any money, investing all of their money into getting allocated a Rolex and then selling that Rolex like the day after, brand new. So like, you got people who only have $10,000 in the bank account, spending 9,700 of it on a Rolex and selling it for 20.
Yeah.
And like,
that was our plan. That was our plan.
Nah, I wanted to get the Pepsi. I was offered Pepsi for like, I think it was like 13 or 14, something like that. I don't even remember.
You should have bought it then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they told me, you should have bought it. And then obviously, they resold it. I think it was like 33, 34.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like there's certain brands that just it works that way. Like, you can't get them, and there's certain models that you can't get. So once you get one, there's a really, like, we call him a watchmaker's watchmaker. There's a brand called FP Journe. And he's probably one of the most prolific watchmakers still alive. Very, very meticulous, very methodical, doesn't make many watches per year. And like, there's like billionaires who will go on Twitter and complain about Journe because he won't allocate them a watch. Like Kevin O'Leary, we talk about Robert Herjavec.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary, like, it took him like 4 years to get a Journe.
Wow.
But those things on the secondary market sell for 10, 12 times.
Yeah, they're like six figures, no? They're almost like Richard Mille.
Some of them, yeah. Richard Mille but the thing with like RM is they're pretty well allocated before they even release them. So like, same with like the new, like, Nautiluses, like Patek Philippe Nautilus, like they're pretty well allocated before they even release them, or at least the people who have the option to buy them are approached before they are released. So like, you got like people like
another level.
Yeah, like Kevin Hart, LeBron, Ed Sheeran, like all those guys, like they go to them and say, "Hey, we're making a Tiffany blue Patek Philippe Nautilus. Like, you can buy it for retail." And they'll be like, "Well, that's a no-brainer, because they're going to buy it for 35 grand, and it's going to be worth 300,000 on the secondary market or more." I don't even know what a Tiffany blue like Nautilus is going for right now, but like, they sold at auction. One sold at auction for like over $1 million.
Wow.
We got to have breakfast in New York with with the guy that bought it. His name is Zach, and he's a collector, and they reached out to him, but he reached out to them. Tiffany Nautilus. Let's see what this is going for. They reached out to him.
400,000 on eBay.
Yes, that's a fake one. Guarantee it.
For 400,000.
They ain't selling that crap on eBay. This is what's going to be called. So I have my dealer back end where I can see what's available. There's not even anything available right now.
Oh, okay.
For those Tiffany Nautiluses, but like a regular, like, tell you right now, a regular Nautilus, just a regular Tiffany stamped Nautilus, not Tiffany blue dial, is selling for $400K right now, all day.
Good.
You said stamped?
Tiffany stamped, yeah. Tiffany stamped Patek Philippe Nautilus. So this is an old version of it. Now, if you do like Patek Philippe Nautilus Tiffany blue dial, those things I'd be willing to bet are $500,000. They're not even. I don't even have any available on my back end, which means all these they're what we would call safe babies. Like, some celebrity bought it and keeps it.
Oh, Jay-Z has one, no?
Yeah, Jay-Z has one. LeBron has one. Michael Jordan has one. Tommy Hilfiger has one.
Man, that's crazy.
Like, there's legitimately people on the internet who track who has the allocations for those, because there's so few of them.
Wow.
Ed Sheeran has one.
That's crazy.
But I mean, they auctioned. I think the Tiffany Blue. I think the auction for this went over $1 million.
Wow, that's wild.
I think it actually gavelled at 1.7. No, I lied. Dial the last auction went for 6.5.
Yo.
No, you think that's gonna piss you off? You know what that retail is on that watch? 38,000.
No.
I'm in the wrong business.
Right, I was about to say that too,
bro.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, you know I worked so hard to get where
Profits
I
you
did.
hiring?
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy. I mean, that's the industry right now.
Mm-hmm.
It literally started at 20 grand for the auction, and somebody immediately bid $500,000.
Let's
wow.
Let's just cut to the chase. Here's $500,000 right here.
That's exactly what he did, and then it literally went all the way up to 3.5 million, and then it went up to 5.2, and then 6.5, and it sold. A steel watch. It's not even gold.
It's not 18K or nothing.
There's nothing. It's not even a full gold rotor. It's dipped. There's nothing in this that is worth it was worth 6 figures, let alone 7. Yet they'll sell all day long at 6 and 7 figures.
Wow.
That is wild.
We're in the wrong business. We need to start making watches.
For
The
real.
problem is you got to get allocated them. That's the hard part.
I need connects at Rolex. Rolex, holla at me. AP, holla at me.
Just like that, right?
That's how it works.
Hey, you never know.
I'm sure they're gonna message you in about 5. Once the episode is done, they're gonna message you. I'm sure.
Once y'all post this and let people listen to it, my DMs are gonna be flooded with hey, can you get me a Rolex? Yes, but I won't.
You just add an extra 50,000 tax on it. That's all.
Yeah, I'll get you a Rolex. I'll get you a Rolex. I'll waste my allocations. I'll sell them to you at $100,000 markup.
Right.
And I don't care about the allocations. I'll just go buy them secondary.
That's hilarious. That's funny. Look, Ann said we need allocation. Yo, we got
and had to disappear because his internet.
Yeah, he had some technical difficulties.
Didn't pay the provider. I see.
Yeah,
that's why we need them allocations.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get you guys in a penthouse. Y'all can set up the whole house for your podcast.
Let's go. Sponsored by Rolex.
Yeah.
Anyway, Prophet, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Great conversation. Let people know where they can find you if they need to get in touch with you for whatever case. Let them know.
Yeah, just hit. You meet the @ Profits and Watches, and not AND. It was AND for a while, and then I changed it, and it made a lot of people mad. But it's just Profits and Watches, all one word.
Nice. There you go. Well, thank you, everybody. Before we go, we got the word of the day. It is 2 Peter. Oh, hold on. My screen is acting up here.
2:1.
There we go. 2 Peter 2:1. False prophets and teachers, but false prophets also arose among the people. Just on there will be false teachers among you who will secretly bring in destructive heresies, even denying the master who brought them, bringing upon themselves swift destruction. So heed the word. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for Prophet for his time, and we'll see you on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe, and stick around, Prophet.
All right, we'll be around. I'll be around. I'm actually going to go subscribe.